We've got news from the front lines of the horror world. After many false starts, it looks like the adaptation of Stephen King's The Long Walk is finally making its way to the screen with a new movie, titled Walk or Die. And we've just gotten our first look at the final trailer for this upcoming film based on Stephen King's novella, The Long Walk. It's been quite the journey to get here, but if this trailer is any indication, it may all be worth it. This past spring, we learned that Blumhouse Productions, who specialize in bringing classic horror stories to the big screen, had optioned the film rights to The Long Walk. It was unclear how closely the film would follow the source material, though, as recent Stephen King adaptations have shown, the author himself is fine with changes being made, so long as he gets a crack at writing the screenplay, which he did, penning both the original story and its film adaptation, with filming starting and ending in September of last year. Thanks to a post by director Scott Teems on social media, we knew the production was moving along, but there were still no trailers or release dates. The Long Walk is one of several Stephen King novellas collected in his book, Different Seasons, the others being Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption, Apt Pupil, and The Body, which was previously adapted into the film Stand By Me. The Long Walk tells the story of a group of boys who are sent out into the woods to compete in a walking competition hosted by a mysterious organization. The winner gets $1 million, but there's a catch. They can never stop walking. If they do, they will be eliminated from the competition. With tempting prize money and the threat of death hanging over their heads, the boys must endure blisters, hunger, and exhaustion to win. But some won't make it. Now, before you ask, yes, The Long Walk has been adapted before. Back in 2006, a 4-episode miniseries based on the novella aired on the now-defunct and greatly missed the Sci-Fi Channel, but this version diverged significantly from the source material. Aside from the main premise, the 2006 adaptation didn't include any of the characters from King's story, so it's safe to say this new film will serve as the first true screen adaptation of the novella. But enough build-up, let's dive into the trailer. The film opens with a close-up of two worn leather shoes walking through the woods. A voiceover says, "There's $1 million at the end of that road. Do you think that's easy? Walking." The shoes come to a stop and the camera pans up to reveal a young man sitting on a log, exhausted. He's joined by another young man who tells him they need to keep going. If they stop, they'll be kicked out. The man replies, "I don't care." Before passing out, his companion shakes him awake. "We don't have time for this," he says, pulling the other boy back onto the path. "You said we could stop and rest. We can't. We have to walk. There's no way around it. Walk or die." As the trailer progresses, we see more of the world these boys find themselves in. There's a vast network of paths surrounded by thick foliage. From afar, the boys look like ants trekking across the landscape. We also see glimpses of other competitors who are less than friendly. In one scene, a group of boys corner a lone walker who tries to defend himself. "Why did you push me? I was going to cross over," he says, only for the other boy to respond, "You don't cross over, you walk forward." The lone boy runs off and stumbles into a clearing where he encounters a young woman. She asks if he's okay, and he responds, "I'm good, just lost my shoe. Think I can stay here a minute till it dries?" The woman replies, "This isn't a picnic. This is the Long Walk. You don't stop, you keep walking. Forward," she says before disappearing into the trees. The boy looks around, confused, only to jump when he hears footsteps behind him. He turns to see another competitor walking towards him. "How far have you walked?" he asks. "Not as far as I'm gonna go," he replies, before turning and walking away. The boy looks down at his feet and sees that both of his shoes have worn down to the point where his socks are bloody. He continues walking, despite the pain, until we see him collapse from exhaustion. A voice says, "Some people think the Long Walk is about endurance. But it's not. It's about control. Control your mind, body, and most importantly, your will to survive." The boy looks up to see the finish line in the distance. He begins to walk towards it, although slowly, until a man dressed as a Grim Reaper appears beside him. "Are you sure you want to keep walking?" he asks. The boy nods silently. "Then walk," the man says before vanishing. The boy walks on until he reaches the finish line. A man in a suit approaches him and hands him a check. "Congratulations," he says. The boy takes the check, looks at it, and then looks back at the endless road. He turns and walks away from the finish line and back into the forest. "Some people walk for money," the voice says. "Others walk because they have to. But everyone who walks ends up running," the voice says as the boy begins to run through the woods. The trailer closes with him coming to a clearing where we see the faces of those who didn't make it, including the young woman he met earlier. The boy screams before waking up. It's revealed that he'd been sleeping on a bus. His fellow passengers are staring at him. One asks, "Everything okay, buddy?" before he gets off the bus. He walks down a street, taking in his The date on a nearby billboard reads March 2025. The tagline reads, "Hope you like walking." Before the film's title card appears, "Walk or Die." So what do you think? Does this look like it'll be a worthy adaptation of Stephen King's work? Let us know in the comments below. And if you liked the video, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Now, if you're a fan of Stephen King adaptations, we recently ranked all the Stephen King movies from worst to best. It's an amazing list that took years to compile, so it deserves to be seen. Here's a link to that video.